morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we have, fair coverage here coming up in a little bit.
It's fair time.
It is fair week. Yes, and our good friend Jenni Lewis is here, and we're going to talk about, tell me, what's the official stuff?
Area Agency on Aging District 7.
Yes, I wanted to make sure
AAA
I
7, we will do
AAA
that.
7.
It's a lot easier to say. AAA
Yes.
7, so yes.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
We're happy to be here.
No, welcome. And you have so many events and different things that are coming up, and we're going to be talking about all of that. So,
Sure.
Yeah, thank you for coming today.
We always appreciate the opportunity to share information. We find a lot of folks aren't aware of us, and so we've been around for a long time. So anytime we get the opportunity to talk about what we do, we really appreciate it.
Of course, and you are now here in Jackson.
We are.
A real nice building.
We are.
It's very accessible. So we'll talk about all that and stuff and things here in just a moment. But first we have a message, and then we'll be back.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, we are back with our friend Jenni Lewis. And what is your official title at AAA 7?
So I am the Director of Community Outreach.
Okay.
So my title's changed a little bit over the years, but I always do the same thing. So it's doing what you all do, sharing information about what we do, community events, media, press releases, our website, our social media, a little bit of everything.
All of it.
All of that.
Yes.
All to say, getting the word out about what we do. So,
yes.
Yeah. So.
And do you want to maybe in a nutshell kind of tell our, viewers a little bit about what you do? Because as you said, I feel like there's a lot of people that don't know, and you all are such a valuable resource to our communities. And I think that there's a lot of people that don't know that you exist.
Sure, and we hear that a lot, and it's to no one's fault. Oftentimes we find that if you don't need something or that service, that you're just not aware or open to seeing or learning about what's out there and available.
Unless you're personally affected by things you don't know.
That's right. So we do find that a lot of times that we're getting calls, sometimes with a crisis situation. I think mom needs help around the house. I'm just not quite sure what to do. What we're trying to do is just educate individuals more about those resources in your community.
Sure.
When we go out into the public with community health fairs, community events, we just want to make sure that our community knows we're here, resource, when you're ready, when you need us. So I think we do have a general flyer that we do often share, and it just talks about the information that we provide and the services that we provide. So we do cover 10 counties in southern Ohio.
You all do a lot.
We do. Lots of miles.
Yes.
Lots of miles. So we do have our administrative office here in Jackson County. We do have offices in Wheelersburg, in Scioto County, and also in Adams County and West Union.
Okay.
So we cover 10 counties, but there are AAAs all across the state and all across the nation. There are actually over 600 AAAs.
Not to be confused with the auto club.
That's right. We can't fix your tire.
You will not be towing anyone today.
That's right. But just want to let everybody know that we are a part of a statewide aging network, of a nationwide aging network that is here to basically help individuals stay in their homes, stay in their community, providing them with services, programs, resources that can help them do that.
And that's very, very important, because I feel as if as folks age, and if you don't have an advocate or somebody looking out for you, you can fall between the cracks really, really quickly. And then you don't know where to turn. You're just lost.
That's right.
That's not how it should be. You've lived your life. You've done your thing. You should be taken care of.
Sure, and that's why we're here. And we always want to make sure individuals know that they can call us with any questions. If we don't have the answer, we know a lot of resources. We have a lot of partners and friends. We all work kind of collectively in the same kind of network, so we can help a warm handoff if it's not something that we have or that we can provide to you. So basically, we're providing the services in the home, either directly or indirectly with contracted providers. So home delivered meals, transportation services, homemaking, personal care, those types of services to help individuals in their home. Not home health, but more of those services that are helping folks live in their home and be healthy in their home.
Like if you need someone to help you can't reach your washing machine or whatever, just weird things that become an issue.
Sure. And one of our programs is called the Passport Program. It's all caps, Passport. And that is a Medicaid waiver program that supports individuals living in their home. They need to meet a nursing home level of care, so they might have some services that they would receive in the nursing home, but they can receive them at home. And
Well, that would be ideal.
Yes, because most people do want to be at home.
Don't we all?
Sure.
Like,
and we always want to make sure folks know that when we say Passport, it is a Medicaid waiver program, but those qualifications are a little bit higher than traditional Medicaid. So we always encourage individuals to give us a call. We can plug in numbers. We can have a conversation with you and find out what is out there and available to support your living at home.
Okay.
Our mission is helping you age better. So that's what we want to do.
That's exactly right. So do you want to kind of briefly touch on your basic flyer that tells,
Sure.
Let's talk about maybe some of the things that people have no idea that it exists out there.
Of course. So some of the services that we provide that I'm not sure folks understand or know that we provide, we also have...
There's a lot of stuff on that
there's
flyer.
A lot.
So.
You might not be able to read it. You can always give us a call. Some other services, we do have somebody on staff who can answer Medicare questions. I know a lot of...
Holy moly, that's nice.
Yes. I know we receive a lot of calls with folks. And I do want to let folks know that we are not selling anything. This is unbiased information. We're just plugging in numbers so that you can make the decision on what's best for you.
Okay. So let's go down that path for a moment, because when you say you're not selling something, there are people out there trying to sell
Well, we've all seen the commercials.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so once again, if you don't have someone being your advocate, you can get taken down the road pretty well. So with Medicare, it's so confusing because now there's Part A and B and D and C and,
the ABCs of Medicare.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
It is very confusing.
You actually have someone there that can help people like break that down, maybe?
We do.
With no intention of trying to sell something.
Exactly. Right.
Unbiased information.
That's right. Yeah. And
That's awesome.
We work very closely. We have a good partnership relationship with the Ohio Senior Health Insurance Information Program. So that's through the state of Ohio, the Department of Insurance.
Okay.
So we work closely with them as well. They provide the same types of services that we do in terms of Medicare information, providing that unbiased information to help you determine what plans are better. It's your decision to make for yourself, but we're here to plug in those numbers for you and answer the questions that you might have. It is very confusing.
It is so confusing, and then you get all of this information in the mail or see it on the TV, and there are people out there not maybe particularly looking at your best interest, but their best interest, and
and something might sound really great, but your provider might not be in network, or there might be something that's not matching up that will work for you. So we want to just make sure that you've got all the great information so that you can make the best decision for yourself. So you can always call us at our toll-free number. Christy Bowman is our Medicare person, so I'm always sending her calls, and I always let her know when I mention her name on the radio or wherever so that she can be ready.
Be calling you,
she
Christy.
can be ready for the calls. But we want you to call. That's why we're here. You can also email us info@aaa7.org if that's easier.
Okay, and just like many other things, the rules and the laws and whatever change sometimes from year to year. So
sure. Yep. And we also have a couple programs, and I think we have some flyers too. There's a Medicare savings program, and there's also the Extra Help program, or that's the low income subsidy program. There they are, right there. So those are some programs that can help save you some money on prescriptions, all kinds of different elements with Medicare. So there are some asset and income guidelines up that you might not be able to see, but just know that we can plug in numbers for you. We can find out if you're eligible. this particular program that's up right now, the Extra Help program, not a lot of folks know about it. And so
it is awesome.
It is really great. And we have so many wonderful, heartwarming stories about how these programs have really helped individuals. Unfortunately, there's so many individuals that are on a very fixed income. Medications are very expensive.
So expensive.
Super expensive. And so we have so many wonderful stories to where someone was eligible for this program and it has made such a difference in their life.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that we share that information with our community. They can call us. Christy can plug in the numbers. If you're eligible, she can sign you up.
Maybe we could get Christy on here.
That would be great. She usually wants me to be the person talking.
I mean,
I'll be with her, and she is a wealth of knowledge.
Because I'm going to tell you what, and we used to have Nan Miller come on the program.
Yes.
She is a wealth of information,
Yes.
but she has unfortunately retired. But she had such a good way of breaking it down to make it seem a lot more simple.
Yes.
And I'm sure Christy could do the same thing.
Yes.
Where, you get so intimidated by all of this because it's just a lot. And,
it is a lot of information.
Yeah, it is.
And
so if you have
you're hearing
someone-
it from different sources, and please know you can trust us. We're going to make sure that we give you the correct information, plug in those numbers for you. If you know
Yes.
somebody who you think would be eligible for this program, let us know. We'd be happy to find out
I'm
if they're
trying
eligible.
to remember what the extra help guidelines are, and they've probably changed some from year to year. So, but it is, it's a wonderful program.
It is, and it's all on that flyer. There's some income and asset guidelines that folks need to meet, and they do change year to year.
Yeah.
But don't worry about figuring out on your own. That's what I always tell individuals. Just call us. Christy can plug in the numbers, and then if you are eligible, she'll help you down that path.
Okay, very, very good. And so I didn't mean to drone on about Medicare, but I feel like that is one of the things that is so government. It's meant to help you, but they make it so confusing that sometimes people are just like, forget it.
Well, and I will also put a little plug in. We have a live stream a couple times a month called Medicare Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have actually two representatives on. There's one on from yesterday, so you can go on our Facebook page and go back. And I actually talked with a representative from OSHIP, which is the Ohio Senior Health
Yes.
Insurance Information Program.
Yes.
We talked about veteran benefits, and we also talked a little bit about Medicare in terms of ABC and all of that. So you
Yes.
can always go onto our Facebook page and check that out. The other Medicare Monday we have during the month, I have a representative from the Ohio Senior Medicare Patrol. Not a lot of folks know that that's out there and
Okay.
available.
Yeah.
It's the SMP, Senior Medicare Patrol. So what they do is they help educate individuals on how to prevent being a victim of a scam with Medicare. Lots of scams out there, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
So they are teaching folks how to prevent a scam. If you feel you've been a victim of a scam, what to do, and they can help you get a new Medicare number and help share that information. There's a lot of different scams out there, and so we're just trying to educate folks on what to do, to check your Medicare summary notices. If something looks off, let Ohio Senior Medicare Patrol know, and they can help get you a new
Okay.
Medicare number.
What would be an example of a Medicare scam?
So oftentimes what they're telling me when we have our little interviews is that sometimes someone will call and say they want to send you like a knee brace, or they want to send you a genetic test, and that it's covered, and it sounds really great and good, but it's not. And sometimes, too, these charges will come on through your Medicare summary notice and you're unaware of it because somehow they've had your Medicare number. And that's how you can identify them as well. If you look at your Medicare summary notice and you see something that looks off, maybe a charge on there that is nothing to do with anything that you've had
Okay.
done,
Yeah.
that would be a way that you can identify that your number's been compromised. And so at that point, you would call the Ohio Senior Medicare Patrol, and they will help you through that process. That's why they're here. They're here to help you with that.
Okay.
And so we always encourage folks, try to keep track. There's a little health tracker that we have and that the Ohio SMP has that we can send individuals. You can keep track of your medical appointments and what happened during that medical appointment so that you can compare that to your notice.
Okay, that's great.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
so that's
good.
something else too. And we have friends and we can bring them on here too to talk more about that because it's really important and we're just trying to educate individuals on how to not be a victim of a scam. Unfortunately, they're out there all the time. We get the
It
phone
is-
calls and the texts and all that, and it's so unfortunate.
and this has nothing to do with Medicare, but I've never had this happen in my life, and it happened to me. I was gone for a couple of days, and I hadn't checked my email. I checked my email, I don't know, 20 times a day probably. And I was gone for a couple of days. I was like, I'm just going to check out, whatever. Someone in the couple of days had hacked my email.
Oh, goodness.
They had stolen a bunch of my different like loyalty programs, things like that, because they were able to get like the PIN through. Like, it's been a nightmare. It has been a complete nightmare. And I don't know how people do it. So, in going and talking to the police and going and talking to my bank and whatever, they're telling me horror stories about things that are happening to people. And I'm just like, this is insane. And once it's like you get in that rabbit hole and you don't know what to do.
It's so true. And we always want individuals to feel like they feel kind of ashamed or that it was their fault. It's not your fault.
No.
We often try to remind individuals that this is their job. These are the scammers' job.
Yeah.
They're good at their job,
They
right?
use their smarts for bad.
That's
Like,
right.
I mean, they
right.
do.
So it's always just be vigilant. Always try to be aware. Always try to detect that. And if you do feel something's off, you have friends you can call and we can help you.
Good.
Get a new Medicare number. Senior Medicare Patrol is great at that, and they are a really great resource. And so I really just want to encourage individuals to know that they are out there and available.
And you guys would be, like the first start. Like call you, your agency,
We can.
and then you can say if you don't know who to call.
That's right. If
Call-
you don't know who
call
to call,
you guys.
call us.
Yes.
Like I said, we try to be on once a month with the Ohio Senior Medicare Patrol, and they do have their own phone number, but you could always call us. I mean, that's why we're here too, is to provide resources, phone numbers, contact information.
Sure.
So feel free
Absolutely.
to do that, and I want to make sure that folks know that they can call us 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. We're closed on holidays and obviously on the weekend, but if you call during those times, you can leave a message in the night box, and we'll get back to you next business day.
Very good. All right. Well, let's move on because there's a million different things that you
There
all
is.
do, and I didn't mean to
Yes.
harp on Medicare, but
No,
boy,
you're
it is
fine.
it's a rough one.
It is, and I just want to make sure we provide a lot of different services, but Medicare information and questions is one of them.
Okay. Very good.
That resonates a lot with folks.
Sure.
Yeah.
I see why.
Yes. So we do have our art show coming up. I think we have a fly. I know.
Fun.
Yeah, our art show's there. It is. Yay, art show. This comes quicker every single year. I'm like, oh, it's art show time again. So this is our 43rd annual art show.
Whoa.
I know. It's been around for a little bit. We have been nonstop for 43 years. We did have our art show during COVID. We actually moved it to a virtual format.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So we used to have our art show at the University of Rio Grande because our administrative offices used to be on
Yes.
campus.
Yep.
And we had a really great relationship with the university and utilized the art gallery there to show the artwork. And at one time, I think we had as many as 180 pieces that we would display. Then COVID came and we really had to kind of change things up. So we did move it to a virtual format. Then when we were ready to go back in person, we had moved our administrative offices here to Jackson.
Yes, right.
So we found, well, this seems like a good time to kind of change up the location.
Sure.
So we have a really great relationship with Bristol Village in Waverly, in
Okay.
Pike County, and that is very central to our 10 counties.
Yeah, that makes
It
sense.
works out really great. So we do have it there at the Glen Activity Center. If you're not familiar with the campus there at Bristol, it's kind of their community center. They have an indoor pool there. They do have a walking track, and that's where we have the artwork displayed around the
Love
walking
that.
track. And we also extended the time period of the art show. We used to have it for 2 weeks. Now we have it for a full month.
Love.
And having it at Bristol really allows us to have it open longer hours during the day so that people can, it's a little more convenient for individuals to kind of go when it's a better time for them. So what happens is we have this up for about a month, but you, if you're 55 or over, you are welcome to submit an art piece. When I'm talking art pieces, I'm talking, oils, pastels, pencils, cartoons we've even had. Photography is a big one. We've had sculptures, small sculptures, of course. We've had quilts, crocheting, all kinds of different artwork. We also do poems and essays. If someone's not an artist like myself.
Right, same. I can write something. That's about as far as it can go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Somebody else can illustrate for my story.
Yeah.
But we do accept written pieces as well.
That's awesome.
So we do have an application on our website, or we can mail it to someone. It lists all of the rules and all of that. If you are interested in participating, you do need to have your submission to our office in Jackson by August 22nd. If you're in our 10 counties, if you're listening and in our 10 counties, you can submit it to your local senior center by August 15th.
Okay.
So that should give you some
So you don't
time.
have to take it all the way to
No.
Waverly
no.
if that's, obviously
We are trying
could
to
be tough.
It can be, and we try to make it very convenient for individuals. I mean, we cover Brown County, which is way over,
yeah.
way west. So we try to make it convenient for individuals so they don't have to drive it all the way down here.
Okay.
So we do make one trip to each of our senior centers to pick up artwork.
Love that.
And then we display it, and then you can come during that September 22nd to October 17th time frame. We do have a People's Choice Award, so you can vote for your favorite, and that's fun. And we have a best of show, and we have it's really, really fun.
Can they sell the art?
They can sell it if they like. There is an
Nice.
option to sell it. So
Love
when
that.
you fill out your application, you can check if you want to, and we organize all that and kind of do the exchange if there is somebody who wants to purchase your piece. So it's a very fun, positive event, and we're just grateful to continue the legacy of the art show.
That is neat.
Yes, it's really fun. So
Cool.
encourage folks to participate if you can. We've always had a nice representation from Jackson County, and
There's a lot of talent around here.
there is. And if you're not a participant, well, then we welcome you to stop by and look at the artwork. It's really fun to look at all the artwork and the pieces, and like I said, it's just a real feel-good, positive event.
Good deal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then do you have some other things that you were
I think
telling
I
me
do.
coming up?
I think we have a farmer's market flyer. I can't remember what all I said. I said several things.
Hey, there
So
it is.
There it is. So this is the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program. I know a lot of individuals are familiar with this program, but if you're not, this is a program that we work with. It's all throughout the state. Many years ago, we only had this program in our district in Ross County. And then the governor wanted it to be in all 88 counties,
Okay.
it's a fantastic program. So it is now available. So basically with this program, if you're eligible, you do need to meet certain income eligibility requirements.
Okay.
You can receive $50 in benefits to use with participating farmers in the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program. So to break that down,
Wow.
so we also have a flyer. We are in need of more farmers. We like to have as many farmers as we can because you can only use these benefits with farmers who have agreed to be a part of the Senior Farmers Market
Sure.
Nutrition Program.
Okay.
We do have a list on our website of farmers in the 10 counties. I can't remember exactly who all in Jackson's doing that. I think we have a couple, one or two. But what you do is when you receive the benefits, you can use those benefits with those farmers. Now, you need to use them for fruits and vegetables. You can't use them for donuts and breads and things like that.
Darn it. But no, I get it.
We're trying to be healthy. So this is such a fantastic program. So many individuals benefit from this. If you're eligible, you can receive it as well as your spouse if you're both eligible. So two folks in a household can receive the $50. Last year, they made some changes to the program. It used to be like vouchers. There used to be $5 vouchers that they would hand you and give you. Now it's more electronic. We're all moving kind of to the electronic mode. So it's QR codes, and there is a physical benefit card if you don't want to go the QR code route that you can utilize. So if you have not applied, now we've had a lot of individuals apply. If you have not applied and you're interested, you can call us. The phone number's on the flyer there, and we'll find out if you're eligible, send it in. And then if you receive the $50 in benefits, then you can use it with any farmer throughout the state. I mean, if you're going to Chillicothe or you're going to another county and you want to use it, and the farmer has a sign at their stand that says that they are a participating farmer, then you can use that $50 to that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's a very, very nice benefit.
As it should be.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So and farmers too, if you're a farmer and you're not participating, I saw there was a stand outside down here. I'm like,
Yeah,
I wonder if
right?
I should leave them a flyer. So.
Exactly. You should.
Yes, I think I will, because we want to try to have as many opportunities and options for individuals. It's a really great program, and what we really love about it is it's a win-win. It's a win for seniors, for older adults, and it's
course.
a win for local farmers.
Yes.
So it's really kind of helping
You've
out
got
there.
it.
Yep. So if you have more questions, just let us know.
Okay. Love that one.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on. It's a busy time. We try to be out and about as much as we can. We were at the Jackson County Fair yesterday for their senior day, so we donated ice cream, and it was fun to be there. We do cover 10 counties, so there's lots of different events going on, and we love to be out and about because it allows us to share what we do.
And there is so much that you all do, and the way to get that information out is to go to the public, right?
That's right. Another program we have, and I don't know if I shared a flyer about this, is we have a caregiver support program too. So lots of caregivers out there.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, caregivers are awesome. We love caregivers, but caregivers often forget to take care of themselves.
Of course they do.
And you can't. You've got to take care of yourself in order to take care of others. So we do have a caregiver support program. If you are a family caregiver and you need some assistance, need to talk to somebody, you can give us a call and we can have a conversation with you about what's available. We also have an online caregiver portal that's available 24/7, and I wish I would have brought that flyer. I forgot. It's called True Alta. So it is available 24/7. It is completely free. It has a lot of wonderful tip sheets, videos, support groups, webinars, online, available 24/7.
Yes, because I feel like a lot of times caregivers, as you said, don't take care of themselves, and they also feel like they're alone.
Yes.
And you're not, you need to know that you're not.
You're not alone, and you're awesome. I just want caregivers to know that. You're an awesome individual caring for your loved one or your friend or your neighbor. And you're right, Jen. It's like everybody feels like I'm alone and nobody understands.
Cares. Yeah.
Yeah. So with True Alta, what we like about that is, oftentimes you can try to organize, maybe it's a caregiver summit or caregiver support group, but caregivers can't get there. They're caring for their loved one. They can't get there.
It's a catch-22,
It
isn't it?
is.
Yeah.
So what we love about True Alta is that it's all online.
Okay.
It's all web-based. It's available when you're available. There are set times there's some wonderful support groups on there. We just added that benefit I think in the fall. We added the support groups and the webinars. But there's support groups for individuals who are caring for a loved one with dementia, individuals who are caring for a parent, for a spouse.
Like specific.
Yeah,
more specific.
like more specific. There's support and webinars about guilt, feeling guilty, or feeling burnout, or specific elements of caregiving that so many are experiencing.
Sure.
So it's a really great way for caregivers to feel support, to feel that they're not alone, and it can work in with their schedule. It can be convenient for them.
And now, is any of this income based, or
Nope.
is everybody's welcome to join this caregivers
Yes,
group?
it's wonderful. And it's aaa7.truealta. That's TRUALTA.com. That is how you sign up for it. It's completely free. We have it all over our website and all over our Facebook page. So if you forget, just hop on there and you'll find it. But I think we have over 500 people signed up for it presently. It's a wonderful, wonderful resource. And so I really encourage caregivers to sign up for it.
Yeah, because caregivers, don't take care of themselves, and you need to.
You do. And you need to know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone. My mom was a caregiver for my grandmother, and, I saw it in her sometimes just so much love, but I could see, how it would wear on her, and I wanted her to take care of herself too.
Sure.
Yeah, and to know you're not alone. So
that's I think that's why they say, sometimes caregivers don't outlive the person that they're, caring for, because they take it all in on themselves.
They do. Caregiver burnout is real.
Yeah.
It's real. And so, like I said, you could hop on TruAlta. There's a ton of information. You can just scroll through there. We try to promote the different webinars, the different support groups that they have, but they're great. And we also have them on. We've been doing it monthly, but we might move to quarterly. We have another live stream on our Facebook page called Caregiver Corner.
Okay.
So we talk a lot about what's featured on the TruAlta page. There's some specific to grandparents raising grandchildren. There's a lot of resources on there. We have a lot of individuals in that scenario.
That's a huge one.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is. So there's a lot of resources on there to kind of help individuals in that role if you're caring for your grandchild. And we even have individuals caring for their great-grandchildren. So knowing that you're not alone and there's resources out there to help you too.
Okay. And that's interesting, because you wouldn't think that would be an aging, you're talking about taking care of a child, so you wouldn't think that would be in your wheelhouse, but it does make sense.
It's sure. It's a caregiver. It's, it's supporting those individuals. So that's something else that we do have is our caregiver support program.
Awesome.
So I wanted to make sure, and I thank you for the opportunity to share that, so that caregivers know that they're not alone, and you can call us as well and talk with somebody.
Very good. All right. Well, what else do you have?
Well, let's see. We have our Ombudsman program. I'm not sure if folks know about our Ombudsman program. That's our regional long-term care Ombudsman program. So that is advocating for individuals in nursing facilities or receiving long-term care services in the home. So if you have a concern, you want to talk with somebody, you want to know more about resident rights, that's where you can call and ask for our Ombudsman program. So they are there to help you with that. They are advocates for those receiving long-term care services in nursing homes, nursing facilities, or even receiving those services in your home. If you have a concern, you want to talk to somebody, you would call our agency and ask for the Ombudsman program.
Okay, and I love that one because, again, that's one of those where you might not, you see something or you have a gut feeling that something isn't right, but you have no idea where to turn.
Sure, and not a lot of folks, know who to call or who to contact. As a part of that ombudsman
You don't want to call
program,
the police, or something like that. I guess if it's really egregious, you can.
And we also have our ombudsman volunteers. So we have a volunteer network within that department and within that program. So those individuals, and this is a volunteer opportunity if anybody's interested.
There you go.
You can volunteer at your local nursing facility as an ombudsman through our agency, through our ombudsman program. So you are volunteering your time to go and advocate for individuals, talking with folks. So many individuals are alone and do not have family.
Sure.
And maybe do not have somebody to advocate for them or to speak up for them. So this is where this program's very vital and very important. And so if we have a lot of individuals who maybe they've been a social worker or a nurse, or maybe they've had a loved one who they've had in a long-term care facility, and then they end up turning into a volunteer ombudsman and helping in that role. So if you're interested in that, you can also contact us, and you can help us with all of that and advocating for individuals in that.
Love that. Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
Yes, it's a really wonderful opportunity. So there's so many different services that we provide. I talked about our long-term care services in the home. I feel like I'm forgetting something, and I'll ramble till my brain can remember what it is. But the caregiver support program, we have wellness programs specific to falls prevention. So we've been having Tai Chi for arthritis programs. Bingo size is a fun one.
Wait, what's that?
Yeah, that's bingo and exercise kind of combined together.
I want a bingo size.
to help you with falls prevention. So you're learning falls prevention techniques and all of that in terms of in a fun concept with bingo. Who doesn't love bingo?
The whole world loves bingo.
So we're kind of incorporating those two concepts together to make it fun. And then the Tai Chi is really fun. It's the movements and again, helping individuals with arthritis or helping folks who have a fear of falling. So many people, once they fall, they're just afraid that's going to happen again. And that in itself can be fall risk.
Yes.
So we're trying to teach individuals how to, maybe do some low impact exercises to kind of help build your
training,
strength.
balance training.
Yeah, things in your home that might cause a fall.
Throw out your area rugs.
Yes, that's it.
Just saying.
That's a big one. That's a big one. That lighting. Pets sometimes. I mean, I have a little 9-pound dachshund. He's always at my feet. I've tripped over him almost too many times. So just being aware of your risk factors. And so these classes kind of help individuals, again, build their strength with the low impact exercises, be aware of things that they can change in their home. Because once someone falls, it can really change their life.
Well, it can, and if you fall and really hurt yourself, then a lot of times you hear of that. It's the beginning of the end, and I mean, I hate to say that, but it is. Then your whole life turns upside down.
It can be very debilitating for an individual. So we're trying to get on this end of it and try to prevent that fall. So those are some really great classes that we have in terms of our wellness. I talked about the Medicare information, so that's something really great. We've got our Facebook page. We have our website. We're kind of in the middle of revamping our website, so if you hop on there, we're still under construction a little bit, but we do have our resource directory on our website. There is a ton of information on there about resources in your community. You can plug in and do a search, or you can call us. That's another way. And we're happy to answer any questions.
That's why you're there.
That's why our resource center is there. And we're really trying to teach the community more of not thinking about us as this one program or this. Think of us as your resource for long-term care services in your community.
Exactly. The concierge.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say.
I like that.
All right. Well, very good. Well, Jenny, thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
Jennifer.
hanging out
Appreciate
with
it.
us this
Yeah,
morning.
of course.
It was so good, and I learned so much, and I hope that you all did too. But the main thing is, if you have any questions, visit the website, which is...
It's AAA7.org.
Okay. Or you can call, and do you have a phone number?
1-800-582-7277.
Okay.
Our email is info at aaa7.org. We're on Facebook. I post on there at least once a day. So we have a lot of information on there to share, a lot of the items that we talked about here, upcoming events. So please be our friend and stay in the loop with what we've got going on.
Oh, links are in the comments.
Thank you,
Cheryl.
Thanks, Cheryl.
She's up to it.
I appreciate it.
Well, very good. Well, I see our good friend Pete Wilson just walked in the door. I know that he has a lot of information about the fair and some other things going on. I wonder if he likes to play bingo.
Don't have much luck at it.
Bingo size?
We like bingo.
Okay.
Make it fun.
That's what I said.
Yeah, everybody
Who
likes
doesn't
to
like
try
bingo?
at least. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll sign him up for that.
Sounds good. We can get him going.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging with us this morning. And tell you what, we do have another message or two, and we'll be back with Pete and some news.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Saturday, August 16th is Southern Rock Woodstock in the Gallipolis Fairgrounds. This event will feature 3 decades of original artists and legends, such as Leonard Skinner, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet. In light of this event, Total Media will be giving away 4 VIP tickets. For a chance to win these exclusive passes, comment your favorite Southern Rock song, and our staff will vote on which one is the best. Good luck, and may the best man rock out.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry.
Let's see what happens. I sit down and you get all choked up. I'm sorry. I'll
take
leave
a breath
if you'd
and
like.
I choke. Okay, we are back with our good friend Pete Wilson. Adrian, it is not funny. He is laughing at me. Can you believe that?
And he's behind the computer, behind the camera. He
He's
can get
just
away with
giggling.
it. He can get away with it.
Yes. Well, Pete, welcome. We're so happy to have you here today. So I know you have some fair stuff, but as you said, we were talking off the air, the fair goes on here locally, but the news still continues to go on. So you're
that is a challenge when it's
doing a lot.
When it's a regular week. We find it challenging.
Yes.
To get everything. We don't get everything. We know there's things we don't get, and then there's things that we don't know about that we don't get.
Yep.
But it's fun to try to get all that stuff because we know people want to be informed.
Yes.
With vetted information.
All of it. Yes.
But anyway, we'll start with the fair, of course. And here is the headline story. They had big time wrestling last night.
Wrestling.
I'm sorry, wrestling. RASSLIN.
Yes.
Not wrestling. Okay. McKenna Craft
wrestling.
is a wrestler.
Yes.
But this was
This
wrestling.
is wrestling.
This was wrestling. Exactly.
Straight up.
And you know what? Here's one of the competitors last night. That is Josh the Rocket Benson from Wellston, actually.
I didn't know we had a wrestler in Wellston.
Yeah, well, I didn't know it either, but Todd Compston, who is a Wellston High graduate himself, he and his tag team partner, Superman Onyx, are having their hands raised because they won a tag team match. That's where you have at least two in the ring at the same time. Well, they're not at the same time. You have to tag each other and all like that, but it's 2 men against 2 men or 2 women against 2 men or a man and a woman against a man and a woman. They can do anything. But we thought we'd run that picture. But the star of the show, with all deference due to Josh the Rocket Benson, was the Bogeyman. The Bogeyman.
It's the Boogeyman, isn't it?
The Boogeyman.
Boogeyman.
Okay, the Boogeyman. I don't have a picture of him, but he was the star of the show.
Does he pick his nose?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I tell you what he does do. He eats night crawlers. His signature act is after he wins, he puts a bunch of night crawlers in his mouth, and as far as we know, he does swallow them. Fair Board President Chris Wall. We don't have a picture of that, so don't worry. Don't worry. All the standards people out there watching, all the the Facebook monitors and the.
My eyes are watering now.
Okay. Well, anyway. Now, have you really ever tried it to know?
No.
Well, I mean,
Have you ever seen a night crawler?
Well, I mean.
Or smelled one?
Well, if people eat caviar, we know what that is. Why would night crawlers bug you? Robins do very well with night crawlers, right? But no,
I'm not a bird.
After he wins, he sticks the night crawlers in his mouth, and Chris Walls.
Are they alive?
Yeah, they're alive.
Oh!
One of the things he had to do. Chris Walls, one of the things he had to do, he had to get night crawlers before the wrestlers arrived. They were responsible, the fair was responsible for supplying night crawlers. Now,
Pete.
Now, I was told that was his signature thing, and Todd Compston covered it last night and was there to see it. We'll see what pictures he runs. I know we're going to see Josh the Rocket Benson. There is a story in the sports page, tomorrow's paper, that will be in tomorrow's paper that we are working on now.
Okay.
So. But there'll be some pictures and coverage of the big wrestling match, and this was the big entertainment last night. Now we're going to go to the other end of the fairgrounds and talk about something. Talk about kids. All right.
Okay.
We always want to do that.
That's more pleasant.
One of the things we didn't get to yesterday was because there was so much in the opening ceremonies was to talk about the general project winners, the food and nutrition winner, the clothing winner. Everybody who is not deeply involved in the fair, their impression is it's all about livestock animals. And that is a big thing, but that is not the only thing.
No.
When you have 400 some 4-H members involved, they're not all going to raise a beef cow.
Right.
They're not all going to raise a swine or even a chicken or a rabbit. They may do that, but they'll also do, and some will do instead of a livestock project, they will do what is called a general project, and that is a good word because it is everything from A to Z, everything from archery to machine shop stuff, everything. It's great training for life. You learn a lot, and of course you work on the project the same way you would maybe a science fair project in high school. So you learn a lot. You learn the discipline. you're going to be out there judged in competition and like that. But at the end of the day, with all those projects, and overall, there were 892 projects. I'm not sure that's all in the general division, but 892 projects this year through the 4-H program. And a lot of them were in this general projects division that you don't hear so much about. But they gave the awards after the opening ceremonies, after the Queen was crowned, and we want to show pictures of these top winners. First of all, go ahead and put those up there, and I'll talk about them, Adrian, as that is Addison Daly. She is on the left there. Maddie Allman, the Jackson County 4-H extension educator / 4-H youth development agent, is in the middle, and on the end is Addison's older brother, Brady Daly, who's won quite a few awards in 4-H as well.
Sure.
Addison was the winner in the overall clothing division.
Cool.
And she is much accomplished 4-H lady. She is the daughter of Aaron Daly, who was our 4-H agent here in Jackson County for 15 or so years. And she's still around, but now she's doing the same thing in her native Gallia County. So congratulations to Addison. And Brady won a first place award in his category, which I believe was citizenship. And of course, Maddie, smiling, as she always loves to promote the kids, especially when they achieve like this.
Sure.
All right, go ahead, Adrian. There is Jocelyn Riggle. She is on the right, of course, there with Maddie. She was the overall winner in the food and nutrition division. Yum yum.
Okay.
I think her category was breads.
Nice.
And she was a winner of the overall general project award last year. So she is a top award winner from the Ridge Runners 4-H Club. And our overall general projects winner was Hadley House. Now, do you remember Hadley House? She's been in the news before. Does that face ring a bell with you?
Very familiar.
Can you sum it up? That's been a while. I know I'm putting you on the spot. 5 years ago, Little Miss Apple Festival.
I was going to say, was she a Little Miss Apple Festival?
She was a Little Miss Apple Festival, and now she's a little older now, and she's an accomplished 4-H member from the Oak Hill area. And she won the overall General Projects Award. That's the one where, it's everything from A to Z. And looking at my notes here, everything from archery to veterinary science, A to V, and she won a project for scrapbooking. So, that's something that kids don't do much anymore because of all in the digital age, but she was a great scrapbooker, and it was so good that it rose to the top of all these other projects.
Way to go, girl.
In the general division. All right, we want to go over some of the first place awards or the top awards in the animal divisions yesterday. Yesterday, it was the birds in the arena.
Yeah, poultry.
We had poultry, which is chickens, but poultry also is a broad term for other avians as well, in this case, turkey and ducks. And don't have any pictures to show you here. We'll see their pictures later in the week, though, at the livestock sale. But in the market turkey show division, Braden Brown was the grand champion. Brenton Brown had the reserve champion turkey. And in the showmanship for turkey, the winner was Katie Ross, who is the queen, by the way. So congratulations to her. In the market duck, Piper Gentry showed the grand champion duck. Lara McIntosh was the reserve champion in the showmanship. Katie Johnson was the overall market duck showman. In the market poultry show, we're talking about chickens now specifically. Grant Riggle, who is the brother of Jocelyn Riggle. You have a lot of the siblings doing well,
Families,
and the families. Grant was the grand champion. Molly Harwood, a lot of Harwoods have come to that poultry show, and once she was the reserve champion. Gavin McMaster was the fancy poultry winner. In the showmanship, the overall showmanship winner was Grant Murphy.
Okay.
And he won the overall chicken showmanship, and then they did an overall poultry, which all the divisions, ducks, turkeys, and chickens, and he won that too.
Okay.
So congratulations to all of them. This was a show that is getting bigger. I think this is either the second or third year, the Carcass Show.
Yeah.
That is a little bit of a different thing where they show, it's a two-parter, they show the animal ahead of time, and then the animals are butchered, and then the meat is hung, and then they're judged on that as well as on the front end. And the 5 winners in the different divisions, Cole Callahan was the winner in Market Lambs, Maddie Mercer in Market Goats, Jordan Marshall and Shea Camp each earned first places in Market Swine, and Atwood Fox won the top honor in Market Beef. So as we look ahead at the Jackson County Fair, today in the show arena, there's going to be sheep, showmanship, sheep breeding, market lamb show, dairy goats in the afternoon, and then also the horse show contest division. The showmanship and horsemanship is the next day on Wednesday. As far as the grandstand, truck and tractor pulls tonight.
Cool.
That's at 7 p.m. So in our Wednesday edition of the Telegram, you might guess that a good part of it is the fair.
Sure.
We'll have a big wrap-up front page story with a lot of the information that we summarize here on Main Street TV and on the radio, and we'll have tons of pictures as well to see these high-achieving kids.
Yes, of
as
course.
well as what we talked about yesterday at the opening ceremonies, and that was one of the more impressive opening ceremonies that I've attended. That means something because I've done it for a while. I've been to many opening ceremonies, but they had a lot of special guests. It just ran very well. They're doing it now in the Joe Morgan Memorial Arena as opposed to at the grandstand. All right, we have some other news to report. This is from the law enforcement front, and a kind of a strange, macabre case reported out of the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. We got the initial news on Friday and updated it on Monday, but a woman from Sour Run Road, 34-year-old Brandy L. Robson, that is a Wellston address, but it's out in the country. There is Brandy right there. She has been charged. She was initially charged and then later indicted for 2 felony-level charges, gross abuse of a corpse and tampering with evidence.
What?
This is in connection with her actions following the recent natural death of 64-year-old Robert Brian Kent Sr. of Jackson. We'll tell you the story, the shortened version of the story, the abbreviated version.
Yeah.
Okay. Back on Saturday, July the 5th, Mr. Kent and Brandy Robson were together in a van in the driveway of Brandy's residential property. Mr. Kent had a heart attack and died while in the van.
While they were together.
Together. Instead of reporting the death, she drove the van to a nearby location, less than a mile away, I think, on Glen Elm Road by a barn that was falling down. I'm not sure whose private property it was, but that's incidental to the story. She did not report it. The next day, the van was discovered with Mr. Kent's body in it. He had died the day before. And so we have a dead body story, with no explanation. Now, the van had a license plate and all. It was not Miss Robson's van, and it was not Mr. Kent's van, either one. But once again...
Well, whose van was it?
Well, it was another person whose name is being withheld right now. But that person was not involved in the crime in any way other than the fact that her van, or that person's van, was where Mr. Kent's body was found. Anyway... so they have there's no signs of foul play or anything, but they do an autopsy, and the conclusion was quickly from the Montgomery County Coroner's Office that Mr. Kent did die of a heart attack. No sign of foul play, drugs, or anything in the van.
Well, why would you take the body and move? Like, why would you do that?
Well, Brandy Robson was wanted on a warrant, for failure to appear from another charge. So whenever she calls the sheriff's office or whatever to say, hey, Mr. Kent died, whatever, she's going to be immediately arrested for that. So, she did not want to report the death, maybe because of that, maybe other extenuating circumstances of them being together. But anyway, she was found and arrested the next day, appeared in court, got off on a recognizance bond, but then was indicted on Monday, just yesterday. And she is a warrant has been issued for her arrest. As of yesterday afternoon, she had not been rearrested. So, and on the indictment, she was charged with the same charges that were initially charged by the sheriff's office. Because what she did, the gross abuse of a corpse, because that can summon up some imagery, was just because she didn't handle the corpse right. by not reporting it or whatever.
Okay.
And the tampering with evidence is the same thing.
Well, how did
Because
they know it was her?
How did they know it
How
was
did they know that she was with the guy?
That I can't say. There was no relationship between that I know of between Mr. Kent and Miss Robson. They may have been acquaintances or whatever. Obviously, they were together in the van, but they weren't married, and they weren't, as far as anybody knows, boyfriend, girlfriend, or anything. So there's maybe some things that haven't come out on that. But the point was that we had an investigation with the dead body. Because of drugs or whatever, you might think that there might be a criminal element there, but apparently that was not involved in this case, nor was there any violence involved at all. This was just a failure to, when you find somebody dead, you tell somebody, right?
I mean, I would think so,
Right.
yeah.
So that was the problem. All right, speaking of the sheriff's office, we're going to tell you this because this is another scam situation. The sheriff's office wants to warn the public about another telephone scam, and this one is real tricky. This is where, if you see it on your caller ID, it's a 740 number, so you think it's local, and it is a person who is impersonating a deputy. And what they're telling the person receiving the call is that you failed to show up for jury duty, and you are in trouble, and you either going to go to jail or you're going to pay this fine. And if you pay it right now, you won't go to jail.
Oh,
and
sure.
In one call, they even tried to arrange a meeting in front of the sheriff's office. So
brilliant.
So there was more than one call on this, and the sheriff's office wanted to put out that it is not really a sheriff's deputy from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, and this has been tried before, but. Their report was that a deputy will not call you on the phone to request payment in lieu of jail time. If you have a warrant, a uniformed deputy who will have credentials of their identity will physically find you and take you into custody. They're never going to call you and tell you need to pay or you need to come in or whatever.
Right.
Always be aware of a telephone call.
Yeah. Don't.
And there may be a legitimate telephone call in there, but you need to be really careful.
Listen.
And if you do get that call, they want you to call the sheriff's office. They want to see if this is continuing.
Well, I was going to say, if somebody calls like that, say, you know what, I'm going to call you back. Hang up the phone, call the sheriff's department, and say,
if you're on to them, this is in general, they're going to retreat from the situation.
Yes, exactly.
All right, and one other thing, very important to report, and I mentioned this yesterday, but paving has begun in Jackson.
I saw on South Street.
Yeah,
they
started on
off.
the east end of South Street, which is towards East Main Street, a little bit heavy traffic there, close to the commercial area, the Speedway.
Yeah, like at Wendy's.
Gas station and Walgreens, all there. So the paving program started yesterday. They are going to be paving the length of South Street. Not sure how long that'll take. There'll be other streets that they will do later. While they're milling and paving, the milling comes first before the paving. That road will be closed when they're working on it. But I think they'll always try to reopen it at night, and most of the street will be open. They obviously will do it in sections. But the signs are up. Don't park along any length of South Street because you don't know when they're going to get to your area on South Street. And when you're driving through there, be careful. And if possible, just work your way around it. Locals should be able to drive around where
I
they're
think
working.
we can find a detour,
Exactly.
for sure.
And I don't think they're going to be blocking any businesses or anything. They try to be very careful about that.
That's right.
So there you are, Jennifer.
Well, very good. Well, Pete, thank you. Lots of information.
Right. And I tell you what I'll do. We'll bring some night crawlers to the show tomorrow.
That's a hard pass for me. Cheryl just fell out of her chair over there.
Well, the fish like them.
They do.
Yeah.
We're not.
Okay. Protein. All right. Okay.
Pass.
Well, you do some wonderful things at 6 cents with some exotic dishes.
Okay, listen. Some Hearst cheese curls, yes. Night crawlers, no.
Okay. You think I'm joking about all that, don't you? Just ask Todd Compston. He saw it.
I believe you, but I don't want to see it.
All right. Okay.
All right. Well, Pete, thank you so much. And I know you'll be back tomorrow with some more fair coverage and God knows what else because, the day is still young.
That's exactly right.
All right. Well, we will be back tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.